Welcome everyone to the regular meeting of the whole meeting.
Hey, Tom, did you get that other stuff?
Village of Tinley Park,
What's that?
Cookeville County,
Did you get that other stuff?
Illinois, being held on Tuesday, July 16, 2024, beginning at 5:08 p.m. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Brennan?
Present.
Trustee Mahoney?
Present.
Trustee Mueller?
Here.
Trustee Shaw?
Present.
Trustee Sullivan?
Here.
President Glatz?
Present, thank you. Item number 3, is there a motion to consider approval of the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting held on June 18, 2024?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Roll call for item 3, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Thank you, Clerk. Item number 4, discuss comprehensive plan, existing conditions, overview, and update. Dan, how would you like to handle that?
I'll give it over to Jason right now.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, delegate. It's an important project, so we want to give you guys an update on where we're at.
Yeah, so this is really just a touch base with the village board to go over the comprehensive plan and where we're at. So if you remember back last winter, we retained the Lakota group to start a complete rewrite of our comprehensive plan. Our previous plan was from the year 2000. So this has been a really great experience to kind of start fresh where we're at today in today's world and move forward. The plan was divided up in several different phases. We're kind of nearing the end of phase 1, which was we were getting Lakota all our existing plans, kind of getting the lay of the land. They were obviously familiar with Tinley Park from the beginning, so that gave them a step forward too in getting the plans put together. So we've done a lot of outreach. We've done a lot of research. Lakota's put together a great existing conditions overview last night with the Plan Commission and some other members of the community. We had an ad hoc meeting on just reviewing the existing conditions report. So we kind of wanted to give it to you to make sure we're still on track and everything looks good. Siraj from the Lakota group is here as well. So he's going to give a brief overview of kind of just some of the topics that it covers and answer any questions if you guys have them.
Thanks, Jason.
Hello, everyone. My name is Siraj Asfahani. I'm a vice president with the Lakota Group. I just wanted to give a brief overview, as Jason mentioned. Just to remind everyone, this process is a 3-phase process, and what it's meant to get us at the end of the day is a long-term vision for Tinley Park. We branded this project Tinley in Tune because we really think that this is going to be a project that brings the community together in tune for a long-term vision for the village of Tinley Park. It is meant to be a long-term vision, a strategic roadmap into the future. It is meant to be something that guides development. It is not meant to be a development proposal. Just kind of making sure that we're on the same page with a lot of these little points. But as Jason mentioned, it's a 3-phase process. The first phase is just for us to get a strong foundation of knowledge underneath us, right? Like we understand where Tinley Park is today with a lot of the different topics, like housing, market assessment, mobility, and physical conditions like land use, zoning, parks, open spaces, different topics. And then also understand kind of where our infrastructure is, utilities, and then moving forward from that first phase, we get into phase 2 where we start talking about, okay, where do we want to go? We want to put together a vision. We want to understand the goals that we want to try and aspire and achieve. And the third phase is where we put together action steps to achieve these goals. So with last night and with your review of this existing conditions, hopefully we are at the end of phase 1 where we're done with our existing conditions and we can move on to start building our goals and aspirations. But we had a robust discussion last night with 4 major topics. The first was demographics and market assessment. We discussed housing, we discussed retail, occupancies, vacancies. We discussed housing in general, trying to understand our demographics and how the shift has been happening. How do we anticipate trends in demographics moving forward, and how that cross-tabulates with housing into the future? What are they expecting to see? And we also looked at overall industrial and office. What are we expecting to see with that moving into the future? We looked at mobility overall in terms of how the village has been naturally growing over the years and how that created a network of roads for us, and how, for example, speed may be an issue in certain areas, how maybe crashes and severity of crashes might be an issue in also certain areas. Trying to understand our alternative modes of transportation, like our 2 metro stations, PACE buses, making sure that walkability is top of mind for us with this comprehensive plan. So there's a variety of different topics that have been discussed in the existing conditions that we really urge you to kind of take a look at and kind of look for closely. We also took a look at physical features of Tinley Park. That includes things that we actually can see and things that we don't see, like things like floodplains. How does that impact overall development? Like south of the railroad, there's a lot of different parcels that sit in the 100-year flood zone, and that might impact overall development if mitigation was not looked into seriously. For example, land use, future land use, what does that look like? How does that then impact zoning? So physical features overall, that was something we also want to look at in terms of vacant land that the village owns. What do those opportunity sites look like into the future? What does the community want to see? What do you all want to see? And then the last piece of it was utilities and infrastructure in terms of water capacity, stormwater capacity. There's a lot of intricacies that come with that, especially if we're looking into future population increases and what we can handle and what we cannot handle. So that's in a nutshell, and going as fast as I can to not exceed my 5 minutes, hopefully. But take a closer look at the existing conditions report, and if you've already done that and have a few thoughts or questions, I'm happy to answer.
And any feedback any board members have going forward, they can always direct that back through me or Jason as well. If you have any comments, questions, we don't need it tonight. So this is just a summary of where we're at and where we're going.
I go ahead, Mike. If you, I can go. Yeah, so I read through it over the last couple of days. Really appreciate all the hard work that went into it. A lot of it was kind of reaffirming things that we've already kind of seen. As you can imagine, on the residential side, the mix of products that we're going to be encouraging and we're already starting to use downtown was really encouraging to see. The retail takeaways with the high visible vacancies in the higher rent locations with new construction versus some of the other locations. So that stuff was great. I know we made some hard decisions on kind of our water rates and stuff like that, but that's to really make sure that this infrastructure is ready for the future growth of Tinley Park. So a lot of great stuff there. I don't think we have to wait for the reports or the 3 phases to complete. I think we could start working on some of the incentive stuff that they talked about, especially down Oak Park Avenue with areas feeling like they not included in those TIFs or some of the programs that we have down there. So it was great report, and thank you for putting it all together.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Any other comments from the board?
I do want to mention that last night's discussion yielded a lot of great feedback. I think there was great discussion with some new ideas that we need to include into the existing conditions report. Thank you for joining, and we're going to continue refining that assessment. So be on the lookout for more analysis into that document. So
What'd you do to our microphone?
I don't know what I did.
Will more of this be discussed on the 24th, that Wednesday at the
So that's a great question. The event on the 24th, with all the engagement that we've done so far, I forgot to mention that we've already engaged with over 220 people from the community without even doing this open house on the 24th. Usually with comp plans, this would be the kickoff point of engagement. So we've done a lot even before this starting point, quote unquote. On the 24th is when we officially open it up to the public, inviting them to come over and start looking at the data points that we started putting together. So we want to educate them, like we got educated about Tinley Park this closely, and then asking them questions in relation to what we saw in data. Like, here's in reality what's going on. Let me ask you, now that you know, what do you want to see moving forward? So it's kind of like an educational / workshop event for the community as a whole, and I invite everyone to be there. It's very interactive, and there'll be a lot of great exercises, and it's snack heavy, I heard, so that'll be great. But yeah, that's meant to be the event. It's kind of introducing the existing conditions and getting feedback and ideas.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, great.
So I had a couple comments. I just wanted to say, I was at the meeting last night, obviously, and I think it was very well attended. It was well presented. Even though I forget how long we went, there was certainly not even enough time to kind of go through it in detail. I would assume Mike probably has a lot of comments, a lot of notes, as did I. And like I said last night, I'm compiling them and we'll put them in, et cetera. But I just wanted to relate to the rest of the team here that between Plan Commission and the ECC, it was well attended, a lot of interaction, and I think there was a lot of really productive effort that went in last night. So I'm really excited about the process moving forward and what we're going to get out of it. I think it's a really good product.
Thank you.
I just want to add, I want to thank, we put an ad hoc committee together to really hone in on some of the important commissions that we have that, go through a lot of stuff before it gets to us. So the board knows what we did is, instead of just a plan commission, we also added the ECC members. So the ECC and the plan commission could work together. They both kind of have different roles, but similar roles, and I think it'll work out well. And most importantly, I want to thank all of our, besides those two commissions, our staff that's been working really hard on that. Jason, thanks for all the work you've been doing on that. And Lakota, you guys have been phenomenal going to the farmers market, so that's been great, and the concerts. And most importantly is the businesses and the residents.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for all the businesses and the residents and the feedback that you're getting from them directly, you wouldn't have a true unbiased, plan to go from. So I appreciate all the work you guys have done, talking to all the businesses and the residents.
Yeah. More to come.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Man, planning doesn't give applause.
Next, we have item 5, discuss civil service ordinance, age requirement, B, rules and regulations. Is there any questions from the board for either Hannah or Chief Tilton? Or anything that you guys want to add to it? Any questions?
No.
No? Can I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Roll call for item 5. Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item 6, discuss annexation of 18301 White Eagle Drive, WLS Radio Tower. Before I ask the board if anyone has any questions or comments for Dan, kudos to Dan. Dan worked really hard on this and trying to get us to annex. It was his idea, so we don't have problems with, the property later if they sell it to anyone. So thanks, Dan, for your work on that. Is there any questions for Mr. Ritter? No? Madam Clerk, can I have a motion, please, for item 6?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Roll call for item 6, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item 7, discuss amendment to Chapter 105 of the Village Code, Special Event Permitting. Brief description, what it is costs and salaries have been going up. All the staff did was just tweak it to raise the cost a little bit for the special events. We do the special event permits at 50% of, cost, so we increased it. Thanks, Donna, for your work on that. Any questions for Donna on item 7? Nope. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
No second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Roll call for item 7, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 8, discuss contract with Eco Lighting Services and Technology, LLC, for Oak Park Avenue Train Station lighting. Is there any questions for Mr. Bansky for the lighting in the Oak Park Avenue train station?
John, is this just putting in new lights or replacing lights or LEC ones or?
Yes, this is
LED, I'm
replacing the existing lighting with new LED fixtures.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Is there a motion for item number 8?
I'll make a motion to move item number 8 to the village board meeting.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Roll call for item 8, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 9, discuss fire department blanket purchases, A, uniforms, B, bunker gear, C, training and academy. Basically, all this is already budgeted, right? So you're just bringing it just for transparency on some of those items. Is there any questions or comments from the board for Chief Klotz on item number 9?
Yep, no, you hit the nail on the head. I think it's just more just for efficiency for village staff to get our recruits through for their bunker gear, for safety gear, for getting them through the academy, just to kind of speed the process up, so we don't have to bring it to the board every time. So kind of it's more efficient.
And again, it's already been budgeted. Thanks, Bill, for explaining that.
Yep.
Any other questions from the board? Can I have a motion for item number 9?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Roll call for item 9, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 10, discuss contract renewal with Sewer Assessment Services LLC for inflow and infiltration investigations. Is there any comments for John for the inflow and infiltration investigations for item number 10?
It's just a renewal, so happy to see it.
Nope. Is there a motion for item 10?
I'll make a motion for item number 10 to move it to the village board meeting.
I'll second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 10, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Sorry, trustee Brennan.
Was-
Skipped you. I'm sorry, Bill.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next is item number 11, discuss agreement with Christopher B. Burke Engineering for water main replacement program design engineering services. This is just same as always for all the water main replacements. Is there any questions for John Urbanski for this water main project? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to move item number 11 to the village board meeting.
I'll second it.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 11, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 12, discuss change order number 1 to Harmony Square BP number 2, Laughing Waters. Are there any questions for John Urbanski for any Laughing Waters?
I'll say that I went through Laughing Water's proposal and some of their relevant experiences. If you have a chance, go take a look at them. They were pretty spectacular and would be a great addition to Harmony Square. So really liked what they put together there.
Anyone else on Laughing Waters?
No, I agree with trustee Mueller. They have some pretty cool designs in the bid packet. It's some cool projects they've done, so take a look at them. They're kind of neat.
Great. Can I have a motion from one of you two?
I will make a motion
I'll
to move
second it.
Laughing Waters to the village board meeting later this evening.
Bill Brennan seconds Laughing Waters.
I'll second it. Yep.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 12, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 13, discuss agreement with Tria Architecture for Harmony Square, additional professional services, interiors design. Is there any questions for, goes to John Urbanski for item 13 on Tria? Nope. Is there a motion for item 13?
I'll make a motion to move item number 13 to the village board meeting.
I will second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 13, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 14, discuss contract renewal for the 2024 pavement crack fill program, year 3 of 3. Are there any questions for John Urbanski for his pavement crack fill program? No? You guys?
I'm good.
Is-
good.
Is there a motion for the pavement crack?
I'll
fill
make a
program?
motion to move item number 14 to the village board meeting.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll for item 14?
Roll call for item 14, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have item number 15, receive comments from the public. Would anyone from the public care to make any comment on the committee of the whole today? Let the record reflect there are none. May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Roll call for adjournment, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
We are adjourned at 6:10. We will be back in a couple minutes as soon as they reset the tapes. Thank you, everyone.
And I get all that candy.